audience members. Cynicism of today's society can be suffocating and overwhelming. It can feel undeniably inescapable. Everywhere you go, you are surrounded by negative attitudes, remarks, and judgments. This can lead to depression, anger, anxiety, and resentment. These feelings spread easily from one person to the next when it is all we ever focus on. So how do we remedy the spiral effect that negativity brings? We need to make it a mission to focus on the positive aspects in life. Find the bright spots in the darkness. Amidst this darkness, I have found the light in a radio station called K-Love. K-Love is a contemporary Christian radio station run by the Educational Media Foundation. This foundation is a nonprofit organization who is dedicated to managing radio networks for contemporary Christian music. One of these radio networks, K-Love, can be found on over 440 FM radio stations across the country, reaching approximately 12 million listeners every day. It is the 6th most streamed radio station in the world. The reason for its popularity is the encouraging words, stories, and music that it presents to its listeners. If you ever tune into this station, you will hear the popular slogan, positive, encouraging, K-Love. Even my 2-year-old knows this popular phrase and will shout it out at the top of her lungs. In today's world, it can be difficult to find TV programs, radio stations, or movies that have content appropriate for my 2-year-old's ears. Some of the most popular songs and movies often contain content referencing drugs, sex, or crude language. Here's where K-Love has brought me peace of mind. You will not hear indecent language, stories, or songs that would be inappropriate to young ears. With that said, K-Love doesn't sugarcoat or shy away from those stories or events that may be difficult to explain to your children either. For example, when the mass shooting in Las Vegas occurred, K-Love detailed the events of the tragedy and presented its listeners with the facts that we knew of the incident. However, instead of focusing on the shooter, who he was, and what led him to this horrific act, K-Love instead shared stories of unsung heroes from that night. They chose to find and share positive stories from that tragic event. I listened to the stories of those who were pulled out of the line of fire or packed vehicles with people who needed medical attention. It is in times of tragedy and heartbreak where we find it most difficult to remain positive or optimistic. K-Love has been the outlet I needed when I'm faced with some of life's challenges. Often you hear stories that you can relate to or know someone who is in a similar situation while listening to K-Love. The broadcasters listen to the caller's story and offer words of reassurance, inspiration, or a passage from the Bible that is relevant to the obstacle that the caller is facing. Without intending to, the broadcaster has provided me and other listeners with a sigh of relief. We need more channels like K-Love to help us focus on the light within the darkness. It is because of messages, stories, music, and conversations on K-Love that I smile, laugh, and sometimes cry every day on my way to and from work. It is because of K-Love that I feel uplifted, inspired, and ready to face the challenges that life will inevitably throw at me. It is because of K-Love that I'm speaking to you today. In the past, K-Love has posed a 30-day challenge to its listeners. The challenge entails listening to Christian music for 30 days straight and see how it changes or affects your life. I want to encourage you to give this challenge a try. I am confident that this challenge will help you see the positives among the negatives, to see the glass as half full rather than half empty, and to see that there is always good in the presence of evil. Give it a try. What could it hurt? Thank you.